modern day gamers get to play a game that has the benefits of tremendously powerful hardware out there. And one of the studios that has been pretty consistent with building games that blow us away, at least visually, is Visual Concepts, aptly named. And they've got their latest basketball game out there. It's NBA 2K20. And this is a very controversial title right now. There's a lot of angry people on the internet that are having a lot of issues with this title. I have been playing the Legend Edition of the game, and I've only been playing it for the last couple of days. So I haven't put in a week and haven't focused on one specific element and gone back and tried to get every single detail out of everything. I've tasted all of the different modes in there, but my primary interest with the NBA 2K series in recent years has been the My Career, where you get to build a player and you get to go within the story. Now, what's interesting about the latest edition of the game is that Visual Concepts partnered with LeBron James, and he's got a production company now, and they put in a full-on movie based on the in-game art assets, and LeBron James is a character. He actually shows up in there. We've got other basketball players are in there. Scottie Pippen showed up. Idris Elba plays one of the coaches, and he gives you some menacing glares and stares. Rosario Dawson is in there. Thomas Middleditch from Silicon Valley is in there, and the facial modeling and all the mocap stuff is just incredible. You really feel like you're watching a true cinematic piece of art. And great scripts, great performances. They've even got, is it Merkel? Or Urkel? Yeah, the guy that played Urkel has got a role in there. He just pops up out of nowhere. He's in there, which is hilarious. So you're watching this thing, waiting for the cameos to happen. And, of course, it's all about this this up-and-coming basketball player that takes a stand and sticks up for one of his teammates when his teammate is put into a precarious situation. And because of that, has to kind of find his own way to the NBA. And I found when I was playing the game this year that I wasn't struggling as much to because you're scored right from the get-go. Right as soon as you're hitting the basketball court, you're scored on every move that you make, whether you make a good pass or you get the ball stripped from you, or you get somebody blocks a shot or something like that. You find your ranking going up and down, and I was doing quite well. And so I got to the point where we got into the NBA draft, and I was like a first-round draft pick. I got drafted by the Chicago Bulls, and there was my number 17 with Lucas on the back of the jersey, and I'm holding it up, and I tried to model the character to look like, and I was like, wow, this is a freaking cool moment, because usually in these story beats that I get with the NBA series, I never make the first round draft pick. I'm like I'm on some team that I never watch or follow. So it was pretty exciting, and I was impressed artistically with a lot of the choices and stuff in there. I didn't get to the point where I was being funneled to lots of the in-game microtransactions, because this game, as we all know, 2K likes money, and there's lots of ways that they can earn money within this game. It wasn't in my face in lots of overt ways. What was in my face, though, is that even embedded within the story, everything will stop, and you'll have like a basketball player sit down with your character and talk to you about the benefits of Gatorade, and then, which is hilarious. It's like, what? This was a commercial. You just maybe sit through like an embedded story. I can't believe it. And then you have to pick the shoe allegiance, and the guy, your character's like really mulling it over, like it's all, and you have all of these meetings. It's all embedded and built into the thing, where you have these meetings with all these representatives from Adidas and Nike and Reebok and everything. I like that they're all represented. I mean, that's a cool element there, and this is truly a part of the lifestyle of an NBA athlete, but it becomes a rampant commercial ad for all of these different brands out there, which is okay. I mean, by now we've come to realize that this is a big part of the experience. Now, in addition to My Career, you also have the My Team mode, which is really about ripping open packs of cards. And I got the Legend Edition, so I had lots of My Team points that I was able to spend. So I had a really, like, I chose Vince Carter, and then I started to build up his card, and then I got the Dwayne Wade card, and I got the Anthony Davis card, who's the cover athlete this time. So I had an awesome team, but I didn't really stay in that mode for hours and hours and hours and hours. And I think that becomes the real, true addiction for a lot of people out there. And then I went and just played some Play Now. You can play as the WNBA, which is really cool. They've modeled all these famous female athletes in there, which is fantastic. They've really opened it up. Of course, they've got the blacktop mode, so you can play 1-on-1 or 2-on-2 or 3-on-3, 4-on-4, the whole way. You can do half court. There's arcadey sensibilities in here, but they've also tweaked and tuned a lot of the dribbling mechanics and some of the movement mechanics, some of the right stick functionality to make it all much more graceful. It does feel like just a slightly iterative step from the performance that I got out of NBA 2K19. I wasn't like seeing new features gameplay-wise that I'm like, oh my God, I've never seen anything like this before. They also have the playground mode where you can walk around inside of an open world environment and pick up all kinds of shiny things and be attracted to all kinds of brands and things. And that's where they're pushing the customization options and the virtual currency stuff that's in there. Troubling, though, was that when I wanted to play online, and this was as my day was wrapping up, I basically played last night for a few hours, and I played all this morning. So I don't know, I've put in about 8 hours or something like that into this game already, and it's addictive. I was having fun the whole way, but I wanted to kind of end my play experience by playing some online matches to see how the game crashed on me 5 times. I could not get online to play anybody, and that is very problematic. This is a franchise that has become bread and butter for 2K. It's multiple million selling juggernaut, and it also makes tons of money in DLC. I with sports games, I can kind of reconcile that the collection of cards is very analogous to collecting card packs if you love the real sport as well. I mean, there's a real one-to-one there. So I have less issues with the idea that you get addicted to, card collecting and ripping open packs, and you sometimes get duplicates, which sucks, but that's part of, if you follow a sport, you're going to get duplicate cards if you ever buy card packs in the real world as well. There are other things, though, like experience boosts and things like that you can spend money on. There is a way to kind of circumvent the grinding that's inherent in the game, and that's troublesome. But the fact that there were any performance issues on a game that's this important to this company and to the fans that exist out there is really it's really a big letdown. And the only thing that comes to mind for me is that it is an iterative experience. They always are. But this one maybe feels like it adheres to a lot of the work that went into NBA 2K19 a little too closely. And we know that the next-gen machines are all coming, so my suspicion is that it takes a lot of work to sort of go to the next level with these games. They're going to be a lot closer to photoreal, and there's going to be new features that we haven't even thought of that are going to be a part of NBA 2K21, which will be on the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Scarlet when those come out next year. So my suspicion is that a lot of the marquee team members and this is just my speculation, okay? I don't know what's going on, so don't start any flame wars or anything like that. Don't go after anybody here. But I think that a lot of the talent that would be supervising and a part of getting this to be the true next level, next year version of the game was probably working already on what is coming out next year. And so this does feel like a little bit of a letdown. Even though I love the My Career mode, I think this new partnership with LeBron James and the creatives involved is terrific. And I'm having a good time. It's just a drag that it's pissing so many people off. People are having performance issues where they'll be in the green when they release a shot and they'll keep missing, so they're not getting the points and the rewards that they can then use to upgrade their characters. And that's like swinging a sword in an RPG and it doesn't register. It doesn't make any. You don't get any of the goodies from that. So I can totally sympathize with people that are frustrated out there. I can also sympathize with 2K Sports and with Visual Concepts, who are probably like freaking out right now trying to get everything patched and working and putting smiles back on faces. I love this franchise. I do feel a little bit let down But like I say, I have had a tremendous amount of fun. I didn't want to put the controller down. I'm thinking of playing it right now as I'm talking about it. So I'm a little torn. I guess what I'm going to give my score right now for NBA 2K20, based on what I've seen and played so far, I'm going to give it a cautious 8 out of 10.